Hey everyone, I'm writing my experiences down as I go, as there are some weird things happening to me. I'm looking in the mirror right now, and there is a lot more hair than there used to be. After a quick shave, I shrug it off and go to work. At work, I realize my body is itching a lot. I can't really get any work done. When I get home, I decide a shower might help. It is very warm outside after all. After undressing, I am quite surprised to see my body has hair growing all over the place. This is getting weird. I wonder if I have caught some kind of rare disease. I decide to shave my body. I've never had to do that before. I pick up the phone to schedule a doctor's appointment just in case. That evening, I go to the pub to hang out with some friends. The weird events of that day are starting to slip from my mind as I'm drinking and having fun. The next day, I wake up with even more hair. My whole body is itching now, and my skin feels tightly spun around my body. Weirdly, I feel a bit bigger than the day before, but it must be my imagination. I also have been working out a lot lately, so I imagine that might be the cause of that. I decide to shave my face, but leave the rest of my body hair so the doctor can see for himself what's going on with me. I get ready to go to the doctor's appointment. The doctor asks me to take my clothes off and takes a good look. He fires the standard doctor questions at me. Are you experiencing any dizziness, headache, nausea, fever? What are your eating habits? Are you sleeping okay? I start to get a little frustrated. Listen, doc, I feel completely fine aside from all the hair growing all over my body. I understand. The doctor says it might be some kind of allergic reaction that we don't know about. We will need to run a couple of tests on you. You can come in again this Friday, so I have to spend 4 more days with all this hair. I'm sorry, but it's the best I can do, the doctor says calmly. We're quite crowded at the moment, and your symptoms don't seem to be life-threatening. Try to take some rest and get plenty of sleep. Take some days off work if you can. At least that last piece of advice is something I can take gladly, but the itching is getting progressively worse. The doctor prescribes me some ointments to use, but they don't really work. The next day, as I am walking outside, a little girl screams and runs away after seeing me. After getting home, I notice that the hair I just shaved off my face has grown back already. There is even hair growing around my eyes and coming out of my ears. It also looks like the shape of my face is different. It might be a side effect of the allergic reaction. Frustrated, I shave my whole face again. While standing in front of the mirror, I realize my feet are hurting. It feels like my shoes are way too tight all of a sudden. I try to take off my shoes, but I can't get them off. They are literally way too tight for my feet. They are itching with pain. I decide to take some drastic measures and get a knife from the kitchen. I start cutting away at my shoes. I peel them off, and a set of monstrous hairy feet are revealed. They look incredibly large and swollen all of a sudden. Also, my toenails seem to be more pointy than before. I start getting worried and wonder if I should call someone, but what could anyone do? I'm under doctor's orders to take rest. I guess I should follow his advice and wait till Friday. I suddenly feel very hungry and open the fridge. I already had dinner, but I decide it can't hurt to eat some more. I start to make myself a ham and cheese sandwich. Especially that ham looks really delicious. In a sudden urge, I eat the whole pack of ham. Wow, that tastes great. My craving is satisfied for the moment. I fall asleep soon after. After waking up very groggy, I realize it's still pretty early in the evening. It's 9:30 p.m. It's still light outside. The empty pack of ham is lying on the kitchen sink. My hunger is not even close to satisfied. There is something very wrong with me. Maybe I should call someone. I decide to call my mom. Hey, a somewhat annoyed voice on the other line. Why are you calling me? You know I have yoga class right now. I open my mouth to speak. I'm startled to realize it's not words, but a gurgling noise coming out of my mouth. What? You're breaking up, honey. I once again try to speak. Now the noises sound more like growling. I can't understand what you're trying to say, Mom says. Frustratingly, I try even harder to speak. The growling turns to a deep howling. If this is a joke, it's not funny. Call me back in the morning, and we can have a serious conversation about what's going on with you. My mother hangs up on me. Maybe the allergic reaction is affecting my voice. I've lost my voice before from screaming at concerts, but never this bad. I decide to text her, but I realize my finger has grown very large And hairy. I can't really use the touchscreen properly. It doesn't seem to respond to my finger. A wave of rage and despair falls over me, and I throw the phone across the room. Apparently, I throw pretty hard because it leaves a mark on the wall. In a fit of panic, I run outside. Maybe there is someone on the street that can help me. The sunlight blinds me a bit at first, but after a couple of seconds I'm used to it. The streets are pretty empty aside from an old lady with a walking stick. I call out to her and start walking towards her. "Please help me," I try to say, but my voice is still not back. It still sounds like growling. The old lady turns to look, and her eyes turn wide as she sees me. She starts to up her walking pace. Because she walks with a stick, she's not very fast. "No need to run, I just want your help." I try my hardest to speak, but it's still not coming out right. She doesn't listen, but keeps trying to run away from me. I'm getting annoyed now. Why won't she just hear me out? I run towards her. It's easy to catch up because she's not very fast. As I near her, I realize she looks very delicious. I'm still very hungry. It couldn't hurt to take a little bite, could it? Just a minor one, nothing too big. Just to see what she would taste like. It would cause a minor injury, but she could still help me afterwards. I grab her by the arm and bite one of her fingers off. She starts wailing and screaming in pain. It's like nothing I've ever tasted like. It's absolutely delicious. I can't contain myself any longer and start biting into her arm and neck, tearing off pieces of meat as I go. I go about it pretty quick, just so she won't feel too much pain. She lets out a couple of big screams before she loses conscious, and the remaining parts of her body fall limp on the floor. I decide I'm full for now, so I drag the rest of the body to my house. Maybe I can keep it in the freezer. I wonder if anyone saw. I start to feel guilty. What have I done? After getting back into the house, the feeling of guilt starts to sink in even more. I don't know what's happened to me and why I did this. I wish I could take it back. I have a sudden urge to sleep, so I close my eyes and lay down on the couch. I've gotten pretty big, so my feet dangle off the side. The remainder of the old lady is still lying on my living room floor. I don't have the energy to put it in the freezer. I wake up. Some time must have passed because it's gotten pretty dark outside. There are voices coming from outside my door. There are also lights shining on the windows. They have probably brought some flashlights. It took me some time to finish typing everything that happened. It's pretty difficult now. My fingers have gotten big and hairy and are covered in blood. It helps to do one key at the time. It must have been pretty easy for the cops to follow the trail of blood to my door. It will be a matter of time before they bust down the door. I wonder if they will be able to kill me. I hope not. Then I might get a chance to find out what cops taste like.